Welcome to a Nostalgia Knuckleheads Halloween Horror Spectacular, featuring Kade Wolfe and Hades Manticore.
Hello, everybody. Ooh, it's Halloween month, isn't it, Kade?
Yep, it's a spooky Saturday.
Ooh, watch out for the skeletons. So, Kade, what are we doing here on the Nostalgia Horror Heads?
We're about to have a very randomly selected spoopy Halloween night.
Our selected spoopy Halloween show for, of course, the classic children's horror anthology show, Are You Afraid of the Dark? Kade, do you have any fond memories of Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Of turning it off, yeah.
Were you that afraid of it?
I mean, I've never been into spoopy stuff.
Were you just
like ever
scared
like,
or?
I'm easily scared, and as a child, like scary episodes of Hey Arnold scared me. Episodes of Invader Zim, like there's one part where he just like stares into the sun and his eyes like bubble and blacken. And I was telling Allie this not that long ago that freaked me out enough to where I just turned off the TV and I was like, that's enough television for me for today. And then I just like sat there in the silence and I was just like, well, maybe I should turn on the light. And so I like turned on some stuff. And, I'm very easily spooked, and I definitely was as a kid. But then, I don't know, slowly I've watched some things that I like creature feature stuff, but I mean, other than that, like I just don't more. I either can't believe in it or I just, it's enough. I just don't need it.
What's your favorite creature feature then?
Pan's Labyrinth is good, so is like all the Hellboy stuff. I mean, those aren't really like scary ones. Aliens, probably.
I love Aliens.
Not really a horror.
Alien is horror.
Yeah.
Aliens is like horror action, I'd say.
And then, I mean, controversial as it may be, I really enjoyed Cloverfield. So.
I like Cloverfield too. But
I think maybe I like it more just because I didn't see it in theaters, though. Because I think people in theaters got a lot more dizzy and sick with it than someone who watched on the small screen first. I don't know.
That's what I heard. But I get you on the things that aren't intended to be scary but are very scary. Like, I told you before how, as a kid, I was terrified of cartoon Beetlejuice.
Oh, yeah, no, that was pretty scary, too.
I would, anytime that would turn on and I saw it. What? I'm not gonna, like, it's not gonna be like me as a young kid where I would see it on TV and then I would just start screaming. My mom and my sisters can attest to this. I would scream at that show and I don't know why. I watched Are You Afraid of the Dark all the time, though.
It had an unnerving style.
It's
actually what put me off watching Beetlejuice for so long, is because that show is so macabre, I guess.
I get you on the Invader Zim, too. That was an intentionally fucked up show.
But, I mean, looking back, like, it's really funny.
Invader Zim, or?
Yeah.
Oh, Invader Zim.
I just watched a couple of episodes of it, and I was like, this is a lot better written than I expected it to be.
Invader Zim was fucking hilarious. I loved Invader Zim when I was a kid.
Yeah. Really
I also liked Yonan Vasquez's other works, like Johnny the Homicidal Maniac and Filler Bunny. I fill up 15 pages.
Yeah, I have no idea.
They're pretty good comics. I have a feel I'll give them to you sometime. But to go back to Are You Afraid of the Dark, I watched it all the time when I was a kid, alongside Goosebumps. But there's definitely a few episodes I really love, like Tale of the Dead Man's Float, obvious classic. Tale of the Pinball Wizards, also a personal favorite of mine. I liked Are You Afraid of the Dark because sometimes the endings would be shitty, regardless of what like the kid did. Like it's not on the wheel, so I'll spoil it for you. But in Tale of the Pinball Wizard, the kid succeeds and like beats the game, but he's stuck in the pinball machine forever. Sometimes you'd come to a bad end in this show, and that's what I liked about it. It wasn't always happy farts and sunshine.
So at the beginning you asked me if I had any fond memories of Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Mm-hmm.
The only memory I have is the one where I watched the clown episode. I know John Tron did a video on it. The one where he steals the nose.
Yeah, Zebo's nose.
Yeah, I mean that was enough to freak me out. I wasn't even that afraid of clowns to be fair, but it was just, I don't know, something about the idea that like you took something from someone that you shouldn't have, and then he's gonna like haunt you for it. That was pretty scary.
Plus, with all these recent clown sightings, it's equally just as terrifying now.
Yeah, I still don't. I am so out of the loop as far as that goes. I've been working a lot, so
I'm kind of believing. I'm in the camp that it's just viral marketing for the It that's coming soon, or not soon, eventually.
I'm sure it started as that, and now I just think that any idiot who has a clown costume is going out just for fun.
Someone's gonna get shot. That's all I'm gonna say.
I thought that. I guess maybe that didn't happen.
Yet.
Not yet. Yeah.
Anyways, So we picked Are You Afraid of the Dark, and how we're going to pick our episode is put the top 10 from IMDb on a wheel. We're going to spin the wheel. The only episode, I recognize 2 episodes in the top 10, which one is Dead Man's Float, and the other is the one that JonTron did with the music and the demon in the basement. That one's on there. So we're going to spin, we're going to pick one we're going to watch, and we're going to review it as we typically do. Are you ready for the spin, Kade?
Yep.
Here we go! Tale of the Dream Girl. I don't know what that one is, but we're going to watch it. We're going to watch it. You can watch it too. Come right back. We'll start talking about it.
Are you afraid of the dark?
I used to be. Well, I don't know if I was afraid of the dark so much as I was afraid of what could be in the dark waiting for me.
Well, fair enough. I mean, that's a common whatever.
Alright, well, we watched Are You Afraid of the Dark? The Tale of the Dream Girl. Ooh, it's a pretty good episode.
Season 3, episode 10.
Pretty good episode, if I can say so myself. Wasn't
Highest
it?
rated episode, right?
It was one of the 3. The other 2 were Tale of the Dead Man's Float, and what else was it? Tale of the Dead Man's Float, Tale of the Dream Girl, and Tale of the Night Shift are the top rated episodes on IMDb. All are 9.4 stars. Pretty good episode, I'll be honest. Not sure if it's better than Tale of the Dead Man's Float, but pretty good regardless. Before we start, did you say this was the episode that M.Night Shyamalan ripped off?
Yeah, it popped up when I was searching for the episode just to watch it. Like, it popped up that an episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark was ripped off. I'm pretty sure M.Night Shyamalan had something to do with this show.
He might have, actually, at some point. I don't know, why don't we check? We got the internet, don't we? I'm only seeing, like, people are saying that he saw it and ripped it off, but I'm not really seeing, like, him personally involved in it. And yeah, it's just the episode we just watched.
Yeah, okay.
So, I mean, I can see the similarity, but it's not exactly the same. It's not even close.
No, not at all.
He probably did watch it at some point and was like, what if I put Bruce Willis in this episode instead?
He stole, like, a one-sentence, like, plot description, which is, well...
Hold on. Let's do the whole episode first so we don't ruin the surprise, okay?
Let's
So,
for those who didn't watch the episode.
Obviously, Are You Afraid of the Dark starts out with that spoopy-ass title sequence.
With all the creepy clowns and quick shots.
Creepy clowns, dark, there's, like, swinging.
And then the scariest thing of all, fire.
A match. I've almost burnt my room down twice, so I know the fear of fire, so. Did I ever tell the story how I almost set my room on fire?
No, but I think this is the perfect time for you to divulge.
Alright, well, you know me, I love scented candles. I keep a few around so the room can smell nice. And, one time, how I would get rid of my matches or how I would deal with them was I had a Dixie cup full of water, and I would just put it in that, and eventually enough matches had built up, and one day I lit it, and I put the match into the Dixie cup thing, and I looked away for like 2 seconds, and then I looked back, and that fucking cup was roaring. That shit was on fire.
You had like a mini little Dixie bonfire in your room.
Yeah, and right above it was an American flag that I'm very lucky didn't catch fire. And
for patriotic reasons, or just for
I have a little
down reasons.
I have a little American flag in my pencil case because I love America. We're a great country. But anyway, that Dixie cup was fucking roaring, and I did the worst possible thing I could have done, but it worked. I grabbed that Dixie cup and I big bad wolfed it out. I was just like, woof, and I just blew it right out. Kids,
big bad wolf.
Yeah, kids. That is the worst thing you could possibly do to blow out a fire. Do literally anything else, like stomp it out. Throw a blanket over it. Do not blow on it. I got very
so you made
lucky.
It worse?
No. I blew it out. I blew it right out. Just, I big bad wolfed it out, like I said.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
You put a little disclaimer there, so I just didn't know what happened next.
I'm just saying, blowing it out is literally the worst thing you could do. I got very lucky that it just went out, and I didn't like fan the flame or anything.
Yeah.
Like I said, just, be cool about fire safety. Don't be an idiot like me. All right. Yeah. Do you not remember? Do you not remember that advertising campaign? Be cool about fire safety. He was Oh, it might have been Gilbert Godfrey actually. You don't remember "Be Cool About Fire Safety" though?
We are currently watching the fire safety.
I need to find this fucking fire Smoke alarm.
Oh,
okay.
laser eyes.
What the fuck? Hey, I could set fires with that.
With my laser vision.
Remember,
Hey, look.
keep your eyes
Hi, I'm
open.
Gilbert Godfrey. Don't like fire.
I'm trying to find the fucking fire alarm. Oh, there he is.
Did you find him?
Oh, it is Gilbert Godfrey. Fuck.
I'll play a duck later in life and then get fired for making Hurricane Katrina jokes.
I'm going off. We're going off on another 90s tangent, for fuck's sake.
It would have been a good Danny DeVito role.
Kick it, Danny. Oh, my
I'm
god.
just trash.
Remember, kids, be cool about fire safety. How did we not get past? We're literally 5 seconds into this episode. We're already talking about be cool about fire safety.
Well, because I like being educated on things that I missed as a kid.
You missed be cool. I can't believe you missed be cool about fire safety.
I missed a lot. I don't know what I was doing, but apparently I just wasn't watching TV or the TV that you guys, everyone else in the world watched.
It's like you said earlier, man. You watched that episode of Invader Zim. You're like, well, I'm turning off TV forever.
But then I finished that episode. It's great. There's a lot of funny background gags, and that ends really creepily.
Yeah, we'll have to check out. So let's try to stay on track here.
Sorry.
Anyway, so it starts out obviously with the Midnight Society, our fair collection of children, Canadian children, and their love of denim attire.
And flannel.
Dental. Jesus Christ! It's 4:30 a.m. Leave me alone.
Black and yellow, denim flannel, denim flannel.
Dental.
Oh, God.
Midnight Society, if you're not familiar with it, it's just like a collection of kids that tell spooky stories late at night. They have like a cool little meeting ground, stumps and shit. Later on they had couches because they had a rich girl that was like, I'm not sitting in the dirt. That's for the peasants.
So it's like Recess?
Yes, it's exactly like Recess. Fucking, we didn't watch a later episode. I wonder if the later episodes of Are You for the Dark are even as good. Anyway, I forget the name of the kid who's, she explains that her story is about love, how scary love is, and all that jazz, you know? Love is pretty scary, isn't it, kid?
I mean, yeah. I'm on my scariest year of love. Or, no, wait, luckiest year of love, so.
The
We'll see
13th?
how that goes. No.
How long you two been together?
7.
Jesus. Hats off, friend. Hats off when all the other relationships in our group fell apart.
Yeah, like the Titanic.
That's
Belly up. Wait, do you think that's why it's called Tits Up? Because of the Titanic?
Maybe. I mean, you got on the door, so you don't got to worry about it. And obvious. Every episode of Are You for the Dark always starts with, submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society, I present to you the tale of, in this case,
Blah.
it's the tale of the dream girl. Oh, God.
Yep, she pulls out some pocket sand, throws it into the fire, and then we begin our tale.
Pulls out some phosphorus, throws it in, flashbangs everybody, and then they all trip out and think of the story. So, story begins at a bowling alley, right?
Yeah, you know, that's where scary movies, or that's where everything spoopy starts.
Yeah, bowling alleys are a pretty terrifying place. You gotta use old, stinky shoes other people have used. And, we're introduced to our two main characters, Johnny and, do you remember the girl's name? I forgot. Crap.
Selena Gomez?
Johnny and Erica, brother and sister duo, obviously. They work at the same bowling alley. She is a server, I assume, and he is a mechanic.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he, like, does all the maintenance work.
Yeah, I mean, that's what the coveralls are for, right?
Yep.
That's what you wear. You wear a sweet-ass jumpsuit. And we thought Johnny looked familiar, but we couldn't, like, put our finger on it, but he's been in, like, nothing, so...
I'll make a quick Photoshop mock-up of who I think he looks like a mashup of.
It's gonna be
Which
great.
is James Franco and Cara Delevingne. I
James-
think those two mixed together look exact. Or Dave Franco. Maybe Dave Franco. And
One
Cara
of those damn Francos, obviously. We're showing a lot of characters that don't really matter. Like, the big fat boss guy isn't really, like, fleshed out at all. He's like, oh, everything's not breaking down. I make so much money. Blah, blah, blah.
On review, it does actually make sense. Like, if you watch this episode again, it makes sense as to, like, what his impact is, which is on the sister.
Yeah.
He's like, now that I haven't hired a new maintenance guy, I'm saving so much money. So, I don't know why, since, I mean... I don't know how it doesn't make sense to me.
We'll talk about it later. We'll try to hash it out, you know. But they work at this bowling alley together, and Johnny starts seeing ghostly visions of a young lady in a Letterman's jacket. Ooh,
Of Hot Donna.
Hot Donna, not Laura Prepon, unfortunately.
That's okay. She's a Scientologist.
Isn't that just because Danny is a Scientologist?
I mean, now her husband-to-be is also a Scientologist. So I think it's just for connections. That's what the main thing I've heard is.
It's just to
Or
get,
they have something on you.
get closer to Tom Cruise, man. That's all what it's for, baby. We also figured out they're supposed to be like 16 years old. Because I was like, how old are these kids supposed to be? 16.
Yeah. I would not have expected a full-time maintenance guy to be 16 years old.
He's maybe just technically minded. Like Ellis from Left 4 Dead. Not as many funny stories about his friend, though. Friend Keith.
Yeah, he tries to hit on this one girl, but she's just like...
He was Cheryl Lightheart?
Yeah, she plays like the silly, you guys hear anything? Because I don't. And they're like, no, you must be imagining things. And they run away because they're preppy, like, girls or whatever.
Preppy Valley girls is what I'd say.
And then his sister gets a little visibly upset about it. And he's, like, fixing stuff. I don't know.
He starts hearing a little voice. It's Donna, Johnny. It's Donna. Ooh.
Oh, we missed the fact that he put on a ring.
Yeah, he put on a ring, and he could not get it off. He's like, ugh, can't I get this off? I'm set on Don Knotts' strength.
It works like a artifact that has been cursed, and now it's, like, on his body until he can break the curse or whatever's holding it there.
Yeah. Or his finger's just too fat. I mean, it's all sorts of problems, you know? Many problems could cause this, but
he looks a little underfed, if anything, but okay.
He's got a weird hairstyle. His hair's receding.
It's pulled back and styled in some way.
I don't know about that. I think he just has a receding hairline at age 16, too.
Then as he's heading to the back, there's this one guy wearing a baseball cap, and he has to go to the bathroom, and...
I think he was chasing after Donna in that scene, but it's clear that guy was not supposed to run into him, but he actually...
like, oops, doop, 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 doop,
He's like, whoop, whoop,
he missed his mark a little bit.
Yeah, he went a little too early. Johnny has like a little mini breakdown, like he hears like that really loud scream, but it's just someone who scored a strike, and he's like,
Yep, he like puts his hands over his ears, and he just like gets down to the ground,
and
everything's all fine.
And then they go home. They're sitting in the living room. Erica's doing her homework, and the mom's like, go to bed. But she's only explicitly addressing Erica. She's not really paying much mind to old Johnny, unfortunately. We don't know why that is, which is weird, but hey. It'll be explained as the story goes on. And then the next day, Johnny gets a little letter on the ground. And it says, meet me at the bowling alley snack bar at like midnight, which is after hours, which is spooky happening time. Spooky bowling alley.
That's what he does.
He goes there, and he's immediately met by like a bunch of 1950s diners. You know, girl with like a beehive.
Hugh Laurie.
Man, you didn't miss a beat on that. You were like, "Is that Hugh Laurie?" I'm like, "No way."
Let's just say we're the night shift.
Ooh.
Hey, those guys that were eating. Is that Hugh Laurie?
What? No way. I don't doubt this show had like a couple like before they were famous actors on it, like Alex Mack did, obviously, but
And like Animorphs.
yeah, who is in Animorphs?
Iceman.
Iceman?
From the X-Men series. Yeah, he's in that.
That's interesting.
Dominic Monaghan, I think. No, that's
Dominic Monaghan. That's from Lord of the Rings.
I know. It's I want to know who plays this Hugh Laurie looking guy.
We'll look it up later. In the credits, he was credited as a guy that looks like Hugh Laurie, so it's pretty easy to find.
Jesse Owens.
Anyway,
It's
it's
just
like
him.
1950s diner, one with like a crazy beehive hairdo.
And then the guy who got, the Stranger Things, spoilers everywhere.
That's like episode.
Get me out of there.
That's like episode 1. You know, it's not really
It's
a
episode
spoiler.
2.
It's episode 1 or 2. If you haven't watched Stranger Things at this point, you're an idiot, and go do it. Simple. Fucking simple. Go watch it. It's Halloween. It'd be perfect. So he goes there, and he, like, fucks around for a little bit. He gets his order, which is, like, an apple pie and a Coke with 2 straws.
Apple pie a la mode and a Coke with 2 straws. How'd you know that's my favorite order? Oh, we know.
Well, I don't know.
And he's like, okay. And he's like, delicious.
I don't know. I wonder if that's a thing in general anywhere, you know? Because that's, like, such a 50s thing, you know?
Yeah, like sharing a malt because, there's... Oh, man, this malt's just so filling. See, nowadays we're just like, give me 2 malts. And then 2 malts for her.
Cade goes to the Steak and Shake, orders 3. Now he's like, can I drink some of yours? And you're like, no!
I'm starving.
Lay off me, I'm starving.
Oh, man.
Chris Farley went too soon, that's for sure. And he finishes the meal, and as he's about to go, Donna shows up. She's like, oh, I'm sorry I'm late. It's time for us to go. And he's like, go where? It's time for us to go, Johnny. Go where? She's like, it's
Under
too...
there.
Under where?
I just made you say underwear.
And then they dance and they talk to each other, but it's all like cryptic and vague, and nothing's really like nothing concrete is happening
so far, at least.
Yeah.
I think it's sprinkling to let you know what's happening. Like if you can sniff it out. If you were a smart kid, unlike me, I was a dumbass as a kid. I couldn't figure anything out. I could barely remember the Jedi code when I was a kid. So
yeah, it does a lot of like atmospheric setting up, and then Donna disappears, and then he like chases after her, and then he lifts the table up obviously and throws it to the ground.
Yeah, you were very adamant that you didn't like that. He like threw the table.
Dude's got some cocaine strength. What can I say?
Cocaine.
Chris Farley, rest in peace.
It's true, man. I miss cocaine. He's dead. Anyway,
Who's cocaine?
I don't know. Your best friend, remember?
Oh right.
From
And
fourth.
then we got
He runs back home and he's like, Erica, I saw her. He's like, what?
and then she has the most fantastical plot twisty newspaper I've ever seen.
Yeah, is this the woman you've been seeing? She brings it up and she unfolds it dramatically and says she's dead. He's like,
She just says it so matter of factly. It's just like, I just wanted you to know she's dead.
Donna's dead. No.
And Eric Foreman's just so upset about the whole thing.
Man. And he's so upset he left for Africa again.
I guess he's more of a hide, actually.
We're all right, that's for sure.
But actually, in reality, Jason is not all right.
And Jason's not all right because the woman he's having visions of is dead. And then it goes forward to back. It goes forward to the next day at the
That's
job.
how I wipe. Forward to back.
It's true. There's no other way to do it. We're retarded. We can't do a podcast. I don't know why we try.
I know. It's totally fine.
I'm fine with it too. Anyway.
Then he smears some earwax on his ring finger. And,
Ew. Yeah. Ugh. Thanks for making me think of that. It's just a whole jar of earwax. Ugh.
Hey, he's got to save it somewhere. That's the real spooky part.
Ugh. Don't. Ugh. No. I'm gonna start throwing up. He goes back to work the next day, and then he runs into Donna again. She's like, it's time to go, Johnny. It's always about being time to go, you know? Time to go, time to go. He's like, I don't want to go. I don't want your stupid ring. And that's when the ring falls off him for the first time.
In reality, she's just holding 2 tickets to Honolulu, and it's just like, no.
No, I don't want to go to Hawaii. That's where Forgetting Sarah Marshall happens. Is that when, they have to, like, follow her, and that's when he, like, goes to the graveyard for whatever reason?
I mean, we totally can skip to that part, because right now he's just, I'm watching it again.
Yeah.
And he's just pacing back and forth at home. And she's trying, and Erica is trying not to tell him the truth.
Yeah. What spurs him to go to the graveyard, though?
The phone call.
Oh, yeah, he gets a phone call.
Look, this is all some kind of joke, and I'm not buying it anymore, understand?
Penis, 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 penis.
He gets a phone call from Donna. What does the phone call say?
You need to go to the cemetery. We need to go out. Something like that.
I think to affirm that she's dead in his mind, they go to the cemetery.
He trips over Donna's grave.
Yeah.
And then he wipes away the leaves, and he's like, oh, Donna, what is it?
Mightlands, right?
How many of those can it be? It has to be her.
We didn't look it up, though. We should right now, though. There's apparently a
Go to
bunch of
Facebook profiles.
Facebook profiles. It's a good idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
We'll just use the number 11. There's at least 11.
There's so many of them. There's like 5 pages of them.
5 pages on Facebook. I mean,
Jesus.
are we recording this? Because oh God.
Be cool about fire safety. We're gonna review like crappy old commercials at a point for this show, and you're gonna love it.
That'd be really fun, actually.
That'll be our special.
We could just do that could just be a countdown of just like
the best
our
commercials.
favorite stupid commercials we remember. Like I could do my favorite Mentos commercial. Quack 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 quack.
Oh,
quack,
the birds.
Quack 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 quack.
I gotcha. Yeah. You're just being haunted by this Gilbert Godfrey. Gilbert Godfrey fire alarm.
Yep. That's what reminds me of it all.
So at that point, obviously, it's revealed that she's legit dead. She's in the ground. She's cold. And that's when, like,
Jeez.
that's when Erica, like, pulls a heel turn. She's like, you don't remember, do you, Johnny? And he's like, what? And she's just
like, you did it. You're the murderer. You're the one who killed.
You hit her with a train, Johnny, you piece of shit.
You just picked it up. You just couldn't resist, could you?
Like the Incredible
Put her
fucking
in the
Hulk.
ground.
And That's when it's like kind of a heel turn. It's pretty dark
Yeah,
right
she's
there.
pretty bitchy.
She goes on that, and then she's like, "You don't remember, do you, Johnny?" He's like, "What don't I remember? You died in that accident too." And then she unfolds the newspaper dramatically again, and it's like, "He died in it too." And then he, rubs the leaf off the grave, and that's where his name is too. And it's like, oh, they died together. Now they're together forever.
Because apparently 90s funerals were very expensive, and so they just piled the two bodies on top of each
I
other.
mean, I'm dead. Just throw me in the trash. Anyway,
Danny DeVito makes another appearance.
we can't stop talking about him. For whatever reason, he just like walked back from that incident after dying there, and he just goes back to work. And sister obviously doesn't care because it's her brother. She misses him. He's back, and then she tries to go. She's like, "We could just go back to work. We could be a family again." Except we don't know where Dad is.
Because 90s dads were never around.
Yeah, it's like he's probably dead. Knowing Disney rule, Dad's dead.
I mean, he was the one driving the train.
Obviously, and he committed suicide by throwing himself in front of a different train.
Choo choo.
It's actually that one train conductor from that Hey Arnold episode.
God, don't remind me. Why are we going back to the beginning?
Sometimes in the night. That's a good episode.
All the Halloween episodes are like terrifying.
Kids shows
Even the
are
one
good
that
fun.
wasn't. I don't think that one was a terrifying. The one where like they go to the island where the dude like died choking on a chicken bone.
That's not a Halloween episode.
I know that's what I'm saying. I don't think it was a Halloween episode, but I think that one's terrifying.
It's Wheezing Ed and some other guy. That's a good show. We should watch Hey Arnold at some point.
I mean, the only thing is Viacom likes to take a lot of their stuff.
Viacom can choke on our fat dicks, okay?
They can choke on a chicken bone.
You too, Patrick Katani. Stop cleaning my Pit People beta videos, you fuck. Coming for you. Katani, coming for you. Just letting you know. We were on She explains that she just misses him and she just wants him to come back, but Donna shows up at the graveyard and is like, "It's time to go, Johnny," and then finally understands. And Erica lets him go, obviously, because you don't separate two dead lovers from one another.
Lets him go both physically, emotionally, and spiritually.
She cries, and I cried, obviously.
They hug.
And then
It's well acted, well directed part.
that's where the episode ends. Then the episode ends with the Midnight Society and the little, like, goober kid and, like, the tomboyish girl. He's like, "I could kick your ass," and they run off. And then the nerdy kid's like, I call this Midnight Society episode to a close, and he pours the water on it, and that's how every episode ends. And God, that was a mess, but that is our summary of this episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark? So, Kate, what'd you think?
Let's try again to summarize it even faster.
Okay.
Let's give it a lot more concrete, like just what happened.
To break it down, Johnny's a ghost. He doesn't know he's a ghost. Donna's a ghost. Misses him in the afterlife, comes back for him. Erica's the only person that can see Johnny.
And Johnny's the only one who can see Donna. And the other diners who were dead, we don't really get an explanation.
It's true. You're probably just
But
there the
overall-
night of it.
Yeah, the overall plotline is just like these two teens got hit by a train. They loved each other. They were buried together.
Donna went to
They
the
were
afterlife.
16. They died. And then Johnny just, for some reason, just didn't remember himself dying. So he went and like hung out with his sister for a bit.
His soul was unaware, didn't hear the call of Karen, Just went back
So overall,
to
it's
living.
not really a scary episode, other than the fact that there's a ghost appearance. But I mean, he acts like a human. He acts like a normal, like just a dude. It's really just it's an interesting take on a story. It's kind of like if they ever make a movie where it's the aliens are from the aliens' perspective and the humans are the ones that are invading. It'd be like that. It's like from the ghost perspective, which I think has been done in such movies as The Sixth Sense. So
Which is why people were accusing M.Night of ripping it off. But M.Night, I don't think M.Night's a hack, that's for sure, but he didn't steal this idea. Saying he
his
did
best
was
idea was Unbreakable. So.
Yeah, people seem to love Unbreakable. Yeah, that was this episode, Kate. What'd you think?
I mean, I liked it. I think it might have been a bad pick for our spooky selection.
I was really hoping we would get Tale of the Dead Man's Float, because I love that episode.
We might do better with that one. Just saying.
We could make a mini-sode at some point, but hey.
So this one could be actually pretty short.
It depends on how short I'm willing to cut it.
Yeah.
What was your general thoughts and feelings on it, Kate, before we get to, the patch, obviously?
It's good.
Alright.
It's memorable. It's a story that kind of sticks with you, especially obviously this one came before Sixth Sense, so I can see why it has such legs as compared to some of its other episodes.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of stands out above the rest, as it's not like the typical spook or like horror or creature feature or It's not like a typical haunt. It's a very different kind of haunt. It's one that haunts your heart more than it haunts anything that you already like presume about the world. And are you afraid of the dark? In this instance, I would not be. I think this one kind of sheds a little bit more light than otherwise could be seen.
This was more of like a supernatural instant story as opposed to like just a flat out horror one, like Tale of the Dead Man's Float, for instance.
Yeah, this would be an interesting like X-Men or X-File episode.
Probably
It'd
is
also be
an
a very
X-Files.
interesting X-Men episode too. But
Probably is an X-Files episode at some point.
yeah, I assume.
Don't we all? X-Files covered everything.
That's another show that kind of scared me because there's one episode where it's something to do with the Brady Bunch house. It's pretty terrifying. They took something innocent and they were like, yeah, the ghost of the TV show version of Cindy is like wandering in this house.
Sounds spoopy, man.
Yeah, it's
Sounds spoopy as hell. But I suppose we should move on to the rating now, shouldn't we, Kade?
Nostalgia Knuckleheads. Rating.
P stands for plot, Kade. What would you rate the plot out of your 8, obviously?
Okay, so the build-up and the reveal. As far as the build-up goes, I'm gonna give it like a 4. It held my interest. I'll give it a 5. It held my interest, and it had interesting characters and good acting. And then the reveal is a much higher, like 7.
Yeah, so a 6?
Total, it was good. Yeah,
So you'd give it a 6 overall.
I guess so.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it the same, actually, a 6. Like, as a kid, I definitely would prefer, more spoopy episodes, but this is one that would definitely have kept my interest. It kept my interest now, even though I knew what was coming, to be honest with you.
Yeah, like, I can definitely, like I said earlier, like, it has impact, and I think I'll think about this a lot more than... I haven't seen The Sixth Sense, so I'm kind of not the best guy to compare the two. I enjoy the concept, I guess. So the concept will stick with me more than the actual episode will.
It's alright. Sixth Sense.
Yeah, it's alright. It's alright.
It's better than all of his later movies.
Yeah.
Usually A is animation, but this time we're going to put it acting. What do you think of the quality of acting in this?
The acting, either the director and the actors had their relationship grew a lot better and a lot faster as the episode was shot, because at the end they really sold the relationships between the sister and the brother, and then the brother or the boyfriend and the girlfriend, brother being the same person, obviously. And they just sold this dynamic where Donna could see both of them, Johnny could see both of them, and then Erica could only see,
Johnny.
And so it was interesting to see that, like, physical and emotional, like, let go of her deceased brother, and just him accepting the fact that he'll never see his sister again. It's a very, very bittersweet moment where they really did apparently love each other in a star-crossed, like, Romeo and Juliet kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
That would be an interesting, like, amendum to a Romeo and Juliet movie, is where, like, they die together, or they kill each other for no reason, really, and then they were able to walk off. Or if, like, Romeo hung out with his sister for a bit, I guess. I don't know.
I like this. I like to see where you're going with these, so I just let you talk on. I'm nodding the whole time. It's definitely
I like trying to relate it to other things of fiction. That's all. I'm just trying to place it somewhere.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about Johnny and Erica there. I was like, they weren't in a romance, but I'll let him see where this goes, Case.
No, I'm talking about Donna. I'm talking about Donna.
I know. I just thought you were talking about Erica. What would you give it, Kate?
No, I'll give it a I'll give it a 7.
7? I'm thinking the same, actually.
They did a good job as a salesman. They did salesman's work with their acting.
I think it might have been a little easier for them because these are obviously older and like kids are really hard to like direct to make sure they don't suck. But they did a good job. I would A plus would give it a 7 as well. Obviously, next up is the theme song. That's what T is. What do you think of the Are You Afraid of the Dark theme?
I mean, it sets the mood. It's short, succinct, and I would say perfect.
Yeah, so you give it an 8?
Yeah, it's better than, like, it didn't go like, da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
It just
has the dark, boo, 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 boo. Get ready to be spooked.
It just suddenly turns upbeat at the end of the song after all, like, the foreboding music and shit.
Yeah, with the saxophone. We forgot to talk about that.
Well, I honestly thought that
Since we're on the music section of the podcast.
I honestly thought at the end, as the Donna and Johnny were walking up together, they sampled the saxophone from Baker Street. I honestly thought it was that. But yeah, I agree. 8 out of 8, too. Really good theme song.
Perfect.
Good spoopy as clowns and shit. And C is for character, Kade, so what do you think of the characters in this episode?
Characters at times fell flat, like the manager guy was just a one-note guy to throw in there, just to kind of like pad it out. So were those girls. Donna wasn't really developed very well, but I mean, I think she was just there to be the kind of just end goal of trying to unravel the full mystery. Erica did a really good job of playing both sides of like, I know the truth, and I know that I have to kind of keep it a secret. Plus, I'm kind of bummed out that he's dead, but it's kind of interesting that he's not dead.
He's dead, but he's still here.
So Erica did a really good job despite the strain that her character had. Jonathan did a good job, too, in the opposite regard.
Being
Since
a ghost.
he didn't know he was dead, but then he finds out. So
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, I'll give it a 5.
I'm also wondering now if, like, was Ghost Johnny able to repair all the machinery around? Was he able to do that?
I mean, I think that yes, he has a limited like vocal and visual impact, but I think he has a very strong, like, if someone saw him or saw what he was doing, it would just be like a floating wrench here, a door or the locker door opening by itself. That kind of thing. Because
I was kind of thinking, like, the sister was doing the work in his absence, but he thought he was still doing it, so, you know, shit was getting fixed regardless. I'm not sure. That's one thing I wasn't able to, like, reconcile in my head, you know?
Well, I think it's just because I don't know if they even thought that deeply about it. They weren't able to iron out all the details for something that they knew was only gonna pad out 24 minutes between advertisements.
Kids horror anthology. I mean, I can expect enough from a kid show to not be terrible, and this show isn't terrible. I'll give characters a 6 for reference, too.
That's good.
H, I don't know what the hell H is supposed to be. It's supposed to be humor, but this wasn't a funny show. What do you think we could place H with? Horror?
Since we're doing a special horror episode. Horror. So how scary, how spooky, how...
I mean, that would be pretty...
Boogie did you think it was?
I mean, that would be pretty low, because this isn't, like, a scary episode.
Yeah, but that's not really a demerit in this case, which kind of sucks.
Why is it kind of suck?
Hard. Well, because it's hard, because it's not like I'm taking away points from it, so... Heart? How about heart?
Go for it. Heart sounds good. We'll use heart in this instant, because it's usually humor, but it's not this time.
It's usually humor. This was supposed to be a horror, but now we know that there is no horror, but that's not a bad thing, because I know what they were going, which was more of a heart-type deal, since it's a tale about love. Yeah, I would give the heart pretty high, especially at the end. So I'm just going to rate it total as just that one part. I'll give it a good 7, just because, like, it was sad. I mean, I did not cry, but, like, I knew it was coming, and they did a good job of playing that. Really, the final scene is the best part of this episode, so if you don't watch any of it, like, and you listen to us babble about this long, might as well just go watch that last little bit. Find it on wherever you can. But it's a great last, like, I think 5-minute scene. It's very 90s, bad lighting and Canadian so forgive it a bit, but
The Baker
it's
Street
good.
sax comes in.
Yeah, and they really knocked the heart out of the park, I think. So I'll give it a good 7.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that too. We ended up very close to each other. Kate, your scores were 6, 7, 8, 5, 7. What does that translate to you overall?
Overall, I would give it like a good solid. I wish I could give it 6.5, so I'm just gonna give it a 7 instead.
Yeah.
It's not bad, and I really enjoy it. It has long standing with me. I'm sure I can already tell that it's interesting. I will think about that dude's face, because that dude has a very interesting face, and like, I know it's weird, but like, I don't know, certain actors will stick in my mind even if like they've only had 1 or 2 roles. So
He has a very Rami Malek face, is what you're saying.
yeah, he's got a very, it's tangible. Like, I feel like if I knew him, I would know. I don't know.
You would dream about him all the time, just like he did
Yeah,
Donna.
dreamy.
I agree. I'll give you a 7 too. I can see why this is one of the 3 highest rated episodes on IMDb.
If only because it like broke the mold and it was of a higher than normal, especially for Canadian kids television show writing quality. So yeah, it was good, and the acting was good.
Yeah, shockingly, kid actors didn't suck for once in their lives.
Yeah, I really liked the brother and the sister. Actually, I felt like that was a very real bond that they either made on set, or maybe they could be. I guess not brother and sister, but
They just took
did a good
direction
job.
well, you know.
Yeah, which is really all you can ask for.
So that's Are You Afraid of the Dark down.
What'd you end up giving it?
I gave it a 7
Right.
too. I agreed. So that's Are You Afraid of the Dark down for this Nostalgia Knucklehead Spookoween Spectacular, right?
Yeah.
Kade, what's the next spooky show gonna be? Hopefully we get it. Our plan is to get 3 episodes out this month. 2 regular ones and 1 of our new feature, The Night at the Movies, since there's so many good kids movies to watch too.
We should also try a shorter format, just like a 5-minute breakdown of a single episode, because I think we need to get that real Ghostbusters one out.
I mean, yeah, we got to get to the Ghostbusters one eventually, but we keep getting distracted. But so, what's the next Spookoween Spectacular show, kid?
You tell me. I don't remember. Oh,
Good.
we're watching Goosebumps.
Yes, we're gonna be watching Goosebumps, the other horror anthology show for children out there. I don't know what episode's gonna be. I got a few in mind, admittedly, but I don't know. We're gonna put them on the wheel again, probably spin it like that.
We're gonna watch R.L. Stein's Twisted Sister of Are You Afraid of the Dark? Something goosebumpy, which again I will have no prior knowledge of because I just avoided this type of show as a kid.
Yeah, Kate didn't have fun as a kid, unfortunately.
I had fun. I was outside, jumping off ramps and stuff.
Having your cousin break your head open like a watermelon.
Oh yeah, that happened.
It's true. Well, this was episode 1 of our hopefully 3-episode series of our Halloween Spooktacular. Thank you so much.
The second.
What?
The second trilogy in a series of many trilogies.
You love that joke, and I do too, to be honest with you. So, as always, thank you so much for listening, if you are.
This has been Kade Wolfe, so thank you guys very much for listening.
You know me, I'm Hades Manticore. You can find me at youtube.com/videogamesho. Where can they find you, Kade?
And if you're watching this on YouTube, I will post the links below so you can find me and whatever else I'm doing randomly on my personal channel or whatever else.
Our various Twitters and social media accounts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're working on it.
We're working on it. We're building the empire brick by brick, you know?
Yeah.
We're getting up there. But, as always, thank you. Thank you if you clicked. This will be Nostalgia Knuckleheads signing off.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to the Nostalgia Knuckleheads podcast. Be sure to tune in next time when our 2 hosts take on R.L. Stein's Goosebumps.
Cool about fire safety. Ha 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 ha!